Welcome back to our math lessons. Today we are going to be on page 417. This is lesson 20, session 2, and we're going to start up here at the top. Josie and Margot are painting a fence green. Josie starts at one end and paints 3/10 of the fence. Margot starts at the other end and paints 4/10 of it. What fraction of the fence do they paint all together? Okay, so it's important that we know 3/10 and 4/10. And then the word all together right here tells us that this is going to be an addition problem. When I look at these two fractions, I notice that they both have 10 as a denominator. So if I'm thinking about a fence, and both these fractions have 10, that means I've got to divide my fence up into 10 pieces. And try to get them as equal as possible. It may not be perfect, but try to get them as equal as you can. So Josie will be blue. Josie painted 3/10 of the fence. And Margot painted 4/10 of the fence. So if you see here, we have 3/10 plus 4/10. Because these have the same denominator, I can carry my denominator over. So then I just have to focus on adding the top two numbers. 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn the page to 418. All right. So on 418, first it's showing here a picture. So here's a picture of the fence. There's 10 equal-sized fence posts. And then right here, the one girl paints 3/10 of it. The other girl paints 4/10 of it. And so that means that there's 3/10 of the fence that are still not painted. Then down at the bottom, here's a different way using a number line of how you can do this. So first they start at 3/10 because it tells you the first girl painted 3/10. And then instead of drawing bars like we have been doing, they start at the 3/10 and then they jump 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps, and see that they landed on 7/10. They jump 4 times because they're adding 4/10. So each jump is representing a 10th. Okay, let's take a look at page 419. So the main thing on page 419 is that you know that the 3 and the 4 are numerators, and the numerators are telling you the shaded part or the colored part, and that the 10 on the bottom is a denominator, and it's how many pieces of the whole there are, so how many fence posts there are. Whenever you are saying a fraction, you're always going to say the two numbers. So you're going to say 3, and then notice right here, they add this THS. When you're talking about fractions, you always add THS to the denominator. So it's 3/10 and 4/10. So you still say the 10, but you add a THS on the end of it. Let's practice. If we say 2 5s, it's not 2 5s, it's 2 5ths. Or 1 4s, it's not 1 4s, it's 1 4ths. So you add that THS onto the end of your denominator whenever you're telling what the fraction name is. Okay, let's go ahead and move to 420. Okay, on page 420, it says, Lita and Otis help their mom clean the house. Lita cleans 1/3 of the house. Okay. So here's Lita, 1/3. Otis cleans 1/3 of the house. So here's Otis. And here's Lita. What fraction of the house do Lita and Otis clean all together? All together tells us we're going to add. So since we both have 3 as a denominator, that 3 is going to stay. So we just add the top 2 numbers. 1 plus 1 is 2. The only way that you can keep 3 is if both of these have 3 on the bottom. If one of them has a 3 and one of them has a 4, you cannot add those. You have to make sure they have the same denominator, which might require you to do an equivalent fraction to get the same denominator to then be able to add. All right, Mark and Amani use string for a project. Mark's string is 1/5 of a meter long. Amani's string is 3/5 of a meter long. How long are the 2 strings combined? Combined is another one of those words that tell you we're going to add. So we have a string that's 3/5, and we have a string that's 1/5, and we're going to add them. They both have 5 as a denominator, so we can keep the 5. Now we add the 2 numbers on top. 1 plus 3 is 4, so we have 4/5 of a meter. Paola makes a fruit smoothie. She uses 2/8 of a pound of strawberries and 4/8 of a pound of blueberries. How many pounds of fruit does she use? Okay, so we've got 2/8 of strawberries, 4/8 of blueberries, and then it says how many pounds of fruit does she use? So that's another addition problem. They both have 8 as a denominator, so now we just add the 2 numbers. 2 plus 4 is 6. All right, go ahead and complete pages 421 and 422 on your own, and then come back and watch this video to see if you got the answers correct. You may pause this video and then come back. All right, on page 421, it says, Sam fills 2/12 of another pan with banana muffin batter. Shade 2/12 of the muffin pan on the right. So there's 1, 2. Then Sam fills 6/12 with lemon muffin batter. So now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In problem 2, what fraction of the pan is filled now? So now we just have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's 12 total, so it's 8/12. Write an equation for this problem that includes your answer. So we have 2/12 plus 6/12 equals 8/12. Okay, let's take a look at page 422. On 422, it says, Kay runs 6/8 of a mile and rests. Then she runs another 6/8 of a mile. Divide the number line below to show eighths. Okay, you have 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. When it's asking you divide it up into eighths, that means from 0 to 1 is eighths, not across the whole thing. So we have to have 8 between 0 and 1. So okay. And then we have to have 8 between 1 and 2. And you want to try to get them as even as possible, but I know that it's kind of hard. Then it says, label 6/8 on the number line above. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is 6/8. Okay? Use arrows to show 6/8 plus 6/8. So that's where we're doing our hops, our jumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 more. What is the total distance K runs? So if this is 6/8, that would be 7/8, 8/8, 9/8, 10/8, 11/8, and 12/8. Another way that you could do this is you could do 6/8 plus 6/8. Since they both have 8 on the bottom, 6 plus 6 is 12. Oh, that's the next one. Write an equation for this problem that includes your answer. That's it right there. Jen cleans 1/10 of the patio before lunch, and he cleans 9/10 of the patio after lunch. What fraction of the patio does Jen clean all together? There's that addition word again. So we're going to do 1/10 plus 9/10, which equals 10/10, and we know that 10/10 is the same as 1 whole. And that's your answer. That is it for this lesson. I will see you back for our next one.